So there was this executive committee, and they did go out to, the city had a work session, the county had a work session. We got documents, we got maps, it might be this, it might be that. So they did communicate with the jurisdictions. And then they asked at the end of both the transportation people and the 3 elected officials, they said, so do you agree for us to go ahead with this? And everybody but me said, yes, we're good to go on this.
So you voted no.
I voted no. We're not good to go on this. We don't have an appropriate solution yet. It's very hard to do that in a committee of people that are all agreeing. You have to do what you have to do when you have to do it. And I did not want to pretend like I thought there was a solution here. Did I know they'd go ahead with it anyway? Yes, I know that, but that doesn't mean that I'm through complaining and saying this isn't good enough. On the north side, the roads are narrow. There are no sidewalks. In many cases, there are no shoulders. And I'm really concerned about that. So the people in the neighborhoods there, I've actively worked with the people in the neighborhoods. They are so upset, I can't tell you. And it isn't just one neighborhood. This is a conglomerate of neighborhoods to the north. And they've been reasonable and patient. And they don't feel that the mitigation is going to do anything, and they feel where, yes, accident might be improved at those intersections on SR 500. It's going to increase accidents throughout the neighborhood because people they're still looking for an east-west route. And the only likely one has a big jog in it, and it's actually 2 different streets and a couple turns. And we already know the traffic on there is moving pretty fast. So then we have the issue of the school bus barn, which is on the south side, and deployment of buses to the children to the north. This is something I've really focused on because I don't think we have an adequate solution yet. And I'm going to stay on it, and I'm going to bird dog it because we cannot have all the impact be forced to the north. We're not even talking about the merchants that are to the south. There are several commercial establishments that there's a lot of traffic that goes to those. So now you will have to go to Fourth Plain, get out onto Fourth Plain. They'll probably have to improve the light at Fourth Plain and Folk Road, which is the name of the road when you get to the south. So I don't think we're there yet. And just a couple days ago, I had a long conversation with WSDOT. Their anticipated improvements are the years 22, 24. And that is a long time out, and that is not, in my estimation, a reasonable response. And I'm telling them that. Higher and higher density on Fourth Plain isn't going to work. That is already a difficult thoroughfare. And my other concern is this right in, right out. So if you come up 54, the very busy road, you'll be able to turn right onto SR 500. And now remember, the traffic is going to be traveling 50 or more miles per hour. So you need to go from a dead stop in the turn, and there's going to be a little narrow margin of a road. You need to get both up to speed carefully and move into the flow of traffic that's going to be moving 50 or 60 miles an hour. My fear is that is a recipe for more accidents. And more accidents just past the intersection is not a solution. We really need to stop and go back and think about this holistically.
So let me ask you a question then, because I know when we talked about this a few months ago, it was frustrating because you didn't really have any control over what was happening. So this is not something that the county has control over this road. This is the state has control over this road. So the state does what the state wants. Is that what's happening here?
The state does what the state wants. In my estimation, this is not really cooperation between WSDOT and the jurisdictions. Here is what is recommended for the police for response anywhere on the west side. They will, if they're at the station and it's deployment time and they get a call, they will go up to 500. They'll do the right only. They'll go to the Andreessen overpass. They'll go down the off-ramp. They'll go north on Andreessen. Then they will go under the underpass. Then they will turn left and come back on the up-ramp. And then they will get on SR 500 to go through to get to a call on the far west side. I have no idea how anybody could find that to be an acceptable solution, and that the implications of what all was involved in an integrated, pretty dense, pretty busy area does not seem to be have been taken into the consideration and solution that it needed to be, including considering not closing those intersections. And frankly, I'm concerned if anyone southbound and turning on say 54th, they're making a right turn to go westbound, catching up to traffic going 50 or 60 miles an hour. I just don't see there can be less accidents. Mm-hmm. I think what will happen is people will start to travel more through the neighborhoods where we're going to have a lot of denser traffic, through neighborhoods, through the area where Truman Elementary is, where a lot of kids walk to school. I don't want to be a fear monger. On the other hand, I want to be realistic about problems and solutions. And if I have to be the lone person doing it, that's my job, and I will do it.